For the last couple weeks, Devin Nunes has insisted that he did nothing wrong with this Ukraine scandal. He was not involved in any of it, doesn't know the major players. And then yesterday, Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee released their report on the findings so far. And in that report, they included some call logs from Devin Nunes himself. And it turns out that those call logs have absolutely destroyed Nunes' defenses and completely implicated him in this scandal. These call logs show that in April, right around the same time that they were trying to figure out how to fire former Ambassador Marie Yovanovitch, Devin Nunes received calls and even made a call to Lev Parnas, the indicted buddy of Rudy Giuliani, who also appears on Nunes' call logs. In fact, within the span of about an hour and a half, Nunes made and received multiple different phone calls from both Lev Parnas and Rudy Giuliani. And then, of course, there's Giuliani's phone records that came out as well, showing he was also making calls to the Office of Management and Budget. He was making calls to Lev Parnas and, of course, Devin Nunes. So Nunes is now as implicated in this whole scheme as Lev Parnas and Rudy Giuliani, and of course, by extension, Donald Trump. But Nunes doesn't see it that way. Nunes isn't even so sure that he has spoken to Lev Parnas, as he told Sean Hannity on Fox News last night. Here it is.
Story to be printed.
Did you ever talk to this guy, Les Parnas, or whoever his name is?
You know, it's possible, but I haven't gone through all my phone records. I don't really recall that name. You know, I remember the name now because he's been indicted. But why would CNN rely on somebody like this? You know, and I'll go back and check all my records, but it seems very unlikely that I would be taking calls from random people. You know, like I said, we have a process, standard operating procedure. You call my office, or you call me, or you see me out on the street.
Now, to me, one of the interesting things is that Sean Hannity starts off by saying Lev Parnas or whatever his name, as if he's never heard of him. Like, no, you know who this guy is. The guy had 14 burner phones on him that they've confiscated. I'm willing to bet we're probably going to find a call in there to Sean Hannity at least at some point. You know who this guy is, Sean. So don't act like, oh, well, whatever his name is. Nunes, do you know him? And Nunes is like, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to look at the call logs, I guess. Really? We looked at the call logs. We all have access to the call logs now, Devin. What do you think? What are you trying to cover up here? Why are you pretending like we can't see them? If we have them, you have them. You can go look at the report and see that, yeah, Lev Parnas called you and you called Lev Parnas. That's a thing that happened that has now been verified. But he's going to continue to lie about it. Here's what needs to happen at this point forward. Democrats need to launch a separate investigation into just Devin Nunes. I don't even want him roped into the impeachment thing. I think a separate investigation into Devin Nunes is now warranted. We have the evidence. We have him directly implicated in this scheme, but because he's a member of the House of Representatives, he cannot be impeached and therefore should not be included in the impeachment investigation. We need a separate one into him to be able to sell it to the voters in his district that this guy is corrupt as hell and is probably guilty of the same crimes that Rudy Giuliani is. One of today's video sponsors is Impeach, the slap card game. And now that Donald Trump is officially going through impeachment, it could not be a better time to purchase this fun and educational game for your family. Not to mention the fact that we are officially in the holiday shopping season. So if there's someone on your holiday shopping list that maybe they're not a fan of Donald Trump, or even if they are a fan of Donald Trump, this game has something for everybody. And here's what they have to offer. In addition to being a fun game you can play with your family and friends, each card comes complete with either a quote from Donald Trump or a fact or figure about his administration. So yes, even the Trump fans out there can finally get a clear look at what exactly is happening under this administration. And as I mentioned, Trump is officially under impeachment. The investigations are ongoing right now, so it couldn't possibly be a better time to enjoy the fun of impeachment with your friends and family. So follow the links below at the top of the description of this video, use code RINGOFFIRE at checkout, and get 10% off your purchase of Impeach the Slap Card Game.